Another tool for analysis and action is the tool that we refer to as the 4+1. And the 4+1 is an adaptation of Xerox problem-solving model, but it's a very simple set of questions that just with this description you could go ahead and do, because it's asking, what have you tried? What have you learned? What are you pleased about? And what are you concerned about? And once we get the answers to those questions, we say, based on what we learned, what should we do? The easiest way to get them answered is to post them each on a separate flip chart page up on the wall. And as people walk in the room, they can begin to answer the questions. And this accomplishes several things. Most of you who are listening to this attend many meetings. And when you attend a meeting, the first thing you do when you walk in the room is you scan the room. And you're looking at who else is there at the meeting. And in many cases, you'll scan the room and you'll see somebody and you'll go, oh no. There'll be no space for my words today, because you have somebody who has a dominant voice. Somebody who doesn't leave space for other people's views, for other people's perspectives. And if you actually take data, you'll find that the 80-20 rule works. 20% of the people talk 80% of the time, and they do not have 80% of the wisdom. So you want the shy, brilliant person's wisdom there, to be part of the discussion, to be part of the problem solving. So you ask people to take markers and answer the questions. What have you tried since the last time we got together? What have you tried? What have you learned? What are you pleased about? What are you concerned about? And this works for project management as well as in support of individuals. This works in problem solving. This helps get the learning up there. Once you get the learning up there, which takes about 10 minutes, then you can frame the discussion. Based on what's up on the wall, what should we be talking about at greater depth? What should we explore? What should we consider? And then at the end, what should we do? A woman in California began this process. And it took her several months as the executive director. It took her several months to really feel like she was comfortable trying it, because it just kind of felt awkward. But once she started trying it, she discovered that the first time people came in the room, they were quite concerned about what it was they were going to write, who was going to read it, could they spell, could they say things clearly. But the third or fourth time they came in the room, they said, where's the marker? She also found that the people who routinely come early finally were rewarded because they had time to write. And the people who came later were rushed. But she discovered when she was doing this that she could really begin to sort how to wrestle with some challenging issues, how to wrestle with some people who presented very difficult issues. There was a young woman that she was working with who had discovered that if you do a good job of faking a heart attack, you had an emergency response team that came, which included handsome young men who would give you individual attention for an extended period of time. And she found that so reinforcing that she would just keep doing it. And it wasn't until they did the 4+1 questions and they looked at all the different things they had tried that they said, oh, you know what we really need to do is to see if there's a way to determine if these are real. And it was only after doing the 4+1 questions that they came to the idea of the +1, that what should we do, is they would get a portable monitor and discovered that indeed these were faked because this was somebody who wanted attention that she wasn't getting. She wanted relationships that weren't present. And so they started looking at how can we have that happen? How can we help her get the kind of attention that she wants? to be able to be with people in a way that she wants to be. And they kept doing those 4+1 over time. It wasn't a one-off. It was something they would repeat. And what they finally came to was she is somebody who really enjoys talking to other people, but when she's talking to other people, she will frequently repeat herself. She will tell the same story over and over. And she is now a volunteer in a nursing home, and one of the women that she's been paired with is a woman who takes a very maternal interest in her, but also has a memory problem. So when she tells this lady a story, and then tells it again, the lady is as interested the second time as she was the first time. And she's now getting the attention that's most important to her, and the behavior that they were concerned about is no longer an issue.